Yo, 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 it's your boy, Big Mike Raider. And we're here for day 3 of the 30 days, 30 prospects, where today we're covering Jayden Daniels, 2023 Heisman winner. Let's jump into it.
Have they ever seen another like me living giant type step in your house and put my head on your ceiling? Climbed out of the bottomless pit to let the truth slip and slide off my tongue and swine dive off my lips. No longer holding on, I'm tired of applying the grip. Forget the fancy shiny rappers, I'm supplying the gifts. I feel it's only right to tell you that I'm going in.
Hey, what's going on? It's Big Mike Raider, writer and contributor for Planet Raiders. And we got day 3 underway right now where we're covering 2023 Heisman winner Jayden Daniels. Guys, you already know what he's about. You know, dual threat quarterback, dynamic runner, runs about a 4.5 reportedly. I think he's a little bit faster than that. Can throw the ball down the field, very accurate. Has some trials and tribulations a little bit as far as career goes. He transferred from Arizona State to LSU, and as soon as he got to LSU, his stock rose tremendously. In those 2 years, he really his stock rose as far as being a pro. Went from a 3rd round projection at the beginning of 2023 season after the 2022 season, and now he's looking at possibly being a top 5 pick, top 3 pick in this year's NFL draft. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into how the Raiders can move up from number 13 to the number 3 spot. It's going to take a lot, guys. You guys already know what that's about. And we're going to talk a little bit about his PFF grades for the last couple of years and get into detail his 2023 PFF grades as well, and what it looks like to win a Heisman Trophy. But before we get into the highlight, got something special for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the highlight. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Guys, let's jump into it. If you thought that the 2023 Heisman winner, Jayden Daniels, came out of nowhere, you really have not been paying attention. Daniels has been that dude since he stepped into the Arizona State campus in 2019. Daniels, a 4-star prospect at a Cajon High School in San Bernardino, California, was recruited to Arizona State by the help and now known persuasion of coach Antonio Pierce, who was the linebackers coach and had a hand in recruiting at the time. He hit the ground running his freshman year at Arizona State, where he started 12 games, throwing for 2,943 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, and rushing for 3. Daniels completed his freshman season strong, not throwing an interception in his final 157 passes of the season, after playing the shortened 2023 season due to the global medical event. Daniels struggled in the 2021 season with a talent-depleted ASU team, throwing just 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. In 2022, Daniels hit the transfer portal and committed to Louisiana State University, where his stock jumped to the moon. In the 2022 season, Daniels ranked 9th in the nation in completion percentage, striking at a 68.6% rate while throwing for 17 touchdowns and 3 interceptions and rushing for 885 yards and a team-leading 11 rushing touchdowns. Daniels went out with a bang his final season at LSU, winning the Heisman Trophy, Walter Camp Player of the Year, Davey O'Brien Award, and the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award, throwing for 3,812 yards on a 72.7% completion percentage while rushing for 1,134 yards for 50 total touchdowns. He leaves college as possibly the best quarterback prospect in this draft class. It is quite the task to narrow down his strengths at quarterback to just a few, but one of his highlighted strengths is the ability to recognize pre-snap pressure while having a plan to counter it. Daniels uses his reported 4.5 speed to Daniel also keeps his head downfield while escaping the pocket and has the ability to throw an accurate strike when on the run. He is the epitome of a dual threat quarterback. He also shown to be patient in the pocket, as he often shows his willingness to plant his flag and attack defenses. Despite some of his weaknesses, Daniel's stock in the 2024 draft has undoubtedly reached an apex due to his star qualities and intangibles. If he can demonstrate an ability to polish and adapt his skill for the next skill set, there's no doubt that he can be a premier franchise quarterback. If the Raiders hope to have his services, It would take a grand effort to move up in the draft, particularly to number 3 or number 4 overall. Moreover, if the Raiders do believe that they are in the window to be a contender, it is likely in their best interest as a franchise to sacrifice the next few years' round draft picks in an effort to acquire their franchise quarterback, and going all in for Jayden Daniels seems to fit the criteria. Guys, this is somebody who is a special type of prospect, a special type of player, somebody that can change a franchise if you had to ask me, man. It's going to take a lot for us to move up. You guys know that, right? Now, in years past, you could say for the last few years, what have we done with our first round picks? Can you name a first round pick on the team currently? One that I could think of is Colton Miller. Colton Miller is one guy that we could say that actually worked out in the first round. Josh Jacobs as well. That was a little bit high to draft a first round pick, but we got the Jonathan Abrams. We got the Henry Ruggs, unfortunate event, but Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnett, Alex Leatherwood. These are a number of first round picks that we have picked and whiffed on. Now, in saying all that, the next 3 years, say we do have to get rid of 3 first-round picks to pick them up, I think it'll be worth it. Considering the past situations where, we picked a first-round pick and we were hoping for them to make immediate impact on the team, all for it to just, smack us back in the face. So I would say take that 13, combine it with another 2 first-round picks for the next couple of years, move up to number 3 or even 4, and get the guy that you really want to get in Jayden Daniels, a guy that could possibly be that franchise-saving type of quarterback. That'll be somebody that we really need to look at and really consider, is it worth kind of emptying the cupboard as far as draft picks go, and is it worth it? Is it one of those franchise changing type of moves that can take you from being a mediocre middle of the road type of NFL squad to a contender every year and go into the playoffs? Now, Raiders do their due diligence, which we all think that they are doing. They're gonna decide whether or not that is the move. And I think that this is a move defining. This is a career defining situation for Antonio Pierce. He say he does pick up his guy. He's been gunning for this guy. He's been really campaigning for him. It's pretty obvious, and it's pretty well known that he wants his guy Jayden Daniels. This type of move can make or break him, and I don't know if Tom Telesco is on board for that. I don't know. It's one of those things where maybe it's something that Antonio Pierce wants, as he seems like all, kind of go in, all chips at the table type of guy. Hey, if I lose my job, I lose my job type of guy, but I'm not going to go out swinging. That's how I see. But Tom Telesco seems to have a little bit more on the line as far as, I didn't succeed very well in the last couple years with the Chargers. I don't want to come here and lose my credibility as a GM and not be able to find a job down the line. So that seems to be up in the brass as far as brass, GM, head coach, that talk. If I had to guess, that's what would be the talks right now. Let's talk about PFF grades for Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels PFF grades for his last 3 years. 2021, he was with Arizona State, and his overall grade was 83.2, which is pretty good in 13 games played. 197 completions, 303 attempts, pretty good percentage, 65%, threw for 2,375 yards. Now, the problem is he had 10 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So his pass rating was 86.2. Not great, right? The overall PFF grade says otherwise. It's a pretty good PFF grade. Now, he transferred and went to LSU, and in 2022, I believe he was 9th in completion percentage in the nation, with a 68.2 completion percentage, throwing for 266 attempts, completions, and 390 attempts. So he threw the ball a lot more at LSU, and 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, You also got to add, the 800 plus yards that he did with rushing to that equation. His stock really rose from that point. Now, that Heisman year, this is the special numbers that I was talking about. This is what is required for you to win a Heisman Trophy. He had a 94.7 overall PFF grade in 12 games played, 236 completions, 332 attempts, 71.1% completion percentage, 3,811 yards, 40 touchdown passes, and 4 interceptions, with a 143.7 pass rating, which is probably one of the highest passing ratings in college football history. And then you add his 10 touchdowns rushing with the over 1,100 yards rushing as well. It just makes for a dynamic season, and that's what it takes for you to win a Heisman. Those are the metrics that you have to pretty much compare other players down the line when it comes to, hey, who's going to win the Heisman, who's not, right? Passing grade, like I said, it was 94.7. His deep grade was 99.2. That's off the charts, guys. So his deep ball, every time he threw a ball, he was pretty much accurate. His no pressure grade was 93.2. So when he wasn't under pressure, he was automatic. Intermediate grade, can throw the ball intermediately as well, 89.4. And the pressure grade. So even when he's under pressure, not so great, but it's still adequate, right? 63.0 PFF grade. So if you look at his 2023 advanced stats, his adjusted completion percentage is 7th in the nation at 79.6%. Average depth of target is 10.5 yards, which was amongst the highest in college football. It was 39th in the nation. Now, big time throw rate. This is what you're looking for as far as a quarterback, as far as making those big time throws. He had an 8.4% big time throw rate, 6th in the nation, elite level, right? Turnover worthy play rate, 1.6%, even better. So he was tied for 6th in the nation. So he's not making mistakes either. So he's making big plays, and his turnover worthy play rate is really low. So you got a guy who's, going long and making those big plays and also being accurate in the process. Now, deep yards, 1,347 yards deep, which is 4th in the nation. Screen yards, didn't throw that many screens, so he was like 83rd, 277 yards. And the average time to throw was 2.91 seconds, which is 139th. And that just kind of adds on to how great he was, despite having what it seems like an offensive line that didn't give him much time to get rid of the ball. So this is what you're getting from Jayden Daniels, an excellent dual threat quarterback, a master at the run pass option, big play ability, a guy that can, turn the game on its head in just a couple of plays. And I think that if the Raiders do move up, it would be a great move, especially if they move up to 3 or even number 4, if that's the case. And of course, you're going to have to do your due diligence, knock on some doors, and be like, where are these quarterbacks ranking from team to team? Now, me personally, I think that Jayden Daniels is the number 1 quarterback in this class, better than Caleb Williams. I'm not even going to get into Caleb Williams, but I think that Jayden Daniels is the number 1 quarterback out of this class right now. And and I think the Raiders will be making a great decision if they can land, hit that trade and make it happen and move up to number 3 or 4 to pick up their guy. Now, guys, I want to hear what you guys think about it. Hopefully you guys like a little bit of the highlight tape. I added a little bit of music. Shout out to my cousin Cautious, who has done my intros. I added another one of his tracks on my highlight film. If you guys want to check that out, it's on SoundCloud. Just do a search, Cautious, Kawshus, Cautious. Go check him out. You'll be able to hear one of the tracks that's on my intro when we do the live shows, and the outro for this show as well. And you'll be able to hear the song that was on the highlight film for this particular episode. Now, with that, guys, I am Big Mike Raider. writer and contributor for Planet Raiders, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
They ever seen another like me living giant type? Step in your house and put my head on your ceiling. Climbed out of the bottomless pit to let the truth slip and slide off my tongue and swine dive off my lips. No longer holding on, I'm tired of applying the grip. Forget the fancy shiny rappers, I'm supplying the gifts. I feel it so